How are we looking? Debt free? Of course. Yes, so that is the vibe for this video. If you want to find out how I became debt free, the steps that I took, stay tuned and let's grow. Hi, it's V. Let's grow. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. If it's your first time here, on this channel I talk about my debt-free journey and what I have been doing to be debt-free. Alright folks, so I think it all began in 2017, 2018 thereabout. I was a part of, I wanted to be debt-free, right? But I didn't know really what that meant. And so I started looking into people who were millionaires, who did it already and who knew what it entailed. So I came across somebody named Dave Ramsey. He's an American and he has this 7 steps program that he encourages people to do if they want to be debt free. What drew my attention to him was the fact that he was also Christian, and his way of doing it embraced the Christian principles. So there are 7 baby steps that need to be taken. The first one is to have an emergency fund of $1,000. We'll get into that, but I will let you know what happened for me and how I did it. So it started, the first thing that I did was I had to write down my income and expenses to see my actual net worth, which was in the negative, as you can imagine, because at that time I had a credit card. I was paying my car note, not car notes, that's the same thing, monthly payment on my car, that kind of vibe. What else? I was doing a lot of online shopping. I was just being the regular person, I think, nothing extra. But I had to write down my income and expenditure, and that is when I realized that, boy, you know what, if you want to travel the way you say you want to travel, you have to cut something out. And that is when I decided that, look, something has to give. So I decided that I was gonna, after I figure out where I am financially, I came to the realization what type of work needed to be done. So one, I wrote down my expenses as well as my income, realized I was over, I was in the red, as a friend of mine would say, and I realized that I needed to do some work. And that is when I said, hard work needs to be done, I'm going to commit to doing it. And then the next thing that I did, and if you see me looking down, it's because I have my notes, I wrote down the plan for the baby steps, right? So the first step in the baby step was to get 1,000 US as an emergency fund. That's a starter emergency fund. That's step 1. And then step 2 was to pay off all your debt, right? The first thing I did in step 2 was to pay off my credit card debt and to cut it up. I canceled it. I remember when I went to the bank and told them that I wanted to cancel my credit card, they were saying, no, you have to write a letter and all sorts of story. I asked for a paper and I had my pen. I wrote the letter and I said I wanted to cancel. That was 2018. That was the last time I had a credit card. Ever since then, I've been using my emergency fund, my starter emergency fund, right? And I took a little break, and I don't recommend this. This was just life happening, and I took a break. And the break that I took, it was so hard to start over. It's almost like I had to dig deep down inside to get the courage to actually start again. But that is what I did. I said, before I started on the journey again, because I was in step 2 for a little while, because right after I discovered Dave Ramsey and the program, I just got my car like almost a year or less. So, I have payments to be done on the car and stuff like that. Anyhow, took a break, and it took me, I had to re-listen to the Dave Ramsey's millionaire mindset, I think is, or a total money makeover. Dave Ramsey's Total Money Makeover. I had to re-listen to that. I had to listen to some other books just to kind of get my mind right and get my mind to the place where I wanted to be, because I knew that I wanted to be debt free, but it was so difficult in terms of trying and getting everything done. So after I decided to get back on the wagon, as I said before, I paid off my credit card. I got my emergency fund, paid off my credit card and cut it up. And the next thing that I did was, I always take lunch to work. So I took lunch as much as possible. I normally cook at home, so that is something that I do to cut the cost. And it's more convenient for me because if I'm hungry, and I travel a lot, so if I'm hungry on the road, instead of trying to find somewhere that sells food or try to find somewhere that's convenient, I normally have something with me to eat. So that really saved me a lot, right? I tried to make what I did in the last 2 years and change. I almost doubled my payment on my car. So outside of that, it took a lot of like commitment, stick-to-itiveness, if that's the word. It took a lot out of me. It took a lot of saying no to myself, no to others, because I'm one that sometimes I tend to give even when I don't have it, just because I know that somebody else might need it more than I do. So I tend to do that. I also had to learn how to say no to certain things. As I mentioned at the top of the video, I used to buy a lot online. I used to shop online because I don't like to shop in stores, but I like to shop online. What I did, I did two for the period. I did like 2 no buy years. One of them was a year and a quarter. So I did like a year and 3 months of not buying any clothes. Bought shoes, I know buy year, but have to buy food. But I did a no buy year. So those were the things that I did. Let me recap quickly. So I wrote down my debt that I had. I came to the realization that a lot of work needed to be done. I wrote down the plan and how the baby step needed to go. One of the first things that I did was, I got my emergency fund running. Then I also got my credit card. Once I had the emergency fund, there was no need for the credit card in my head. So I paid that off, cut that up, cancel it. And then I started the snowball effect where, you know, most of the time I spent paying off my vehicle. So I am here because you're way overdue a video, just to let you know that I finally made that last payment on my vehicle. So I am technically debt free. How does it feel? Right now it's still soaking in, because it's almost like you're debt free but you're broke, if you know what I mean. But it's a good feeling because you know that the possibilities are now endless. So you're looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to what can happen. A big goal of mine is that I need a home. I really need a home. That is something that I want. I've been wanting for a while. I guess as you grow, it is something that you have a yearning for different things. The yearning now is that. So what does being debt free mean for me right now? It just means that I don't have a car payment, I don't have a credit card to pay. I still pay rent, I still have to, buy gas, still do utilities. Those things that recur, you still have to do them. But it is a wonderful feeling just to sit down and be like, wow, I don't have this payment to make anymore. And I really I'll take another month or two to get some items that I really needed to get before, but I wanted to stick within budget. I never wanted to go over budget in terms of some things. So once I'm able to get those and I'm clear on, the next steps, then I will come back and let you know what is what. But I'm just here to let you all know I'm debt free. True. I've always wanted to do that debt free scream. I watch it all the time on the Dave Ramsey program. Took me a little while to get here, but I'm here. So folks, if it is something that you want to do, I will be making more videos about how I kind of got from one step to the next and what it took out of me. So if that is something that you want to see, I'm encouraging you, just stay tuned. As I try to rebuild and regroup and everything, I want it to be a part of the journey. Thank you so much for taking the time out to spend with me. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you on my next debt-free. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just ad-libbing, but I'll see you in my next video. Thank you so much.